bit out of order. I did have a longer speech written about the demise of customs and excise, how we've dealt with all the changes in the past, but always bounced back. Now, unfortunately, there's no bouncing back from the latest one. My thoughts are well known and are generally shared by the majority of you. Suffice to say, the way things have changed and will continue to do so is the main reason that I'm leaving early. I've no intention of labouring the point, but I really do wish you all the best of luck for your own futures. I'd like to thank Jane and particularly Steve, obviously, for the kind words and for the gifts and the cards you bought for me. I mentioned it yesterday, and I don't want to sound ungrateful, because I will appreciate whatever the gift is. But it's the card that will mean more to me, because I'll be able to read it in years to come and put faces to names. I have been lucky enough to work with a lot of very good people since I've been here. Now, I'll not embarrass anyone by naming those who I've been pleased and indeed proud to have worked alongside. You know who you are. Equally, I've worked with a few wankers. You know who you are. I gave a bit of a speech yesterday when I tried to make the point that it's the staff that made this job work, and I stand by what I said. Now, everyone who retires always stands up and says it's not the job they'll miss, it's the people. Well, I've stood on that side and listened to a few of those speeches, and I've stood there thinking, yeah, but it's really true, it's you lot. The enjoyment of this job revolved around you a lot and the things we used to get up to. Steve mentioned a few: Christmas parties, Ewing, overnight in Harrogate, barbecues, playing cards in the custody suite where Bob didn't know where we were. Having a drink in the office after a decent drugs job. Now, when the end of that came, that was it for me. You can't have a drink in the office. What the hell's going on? Equally, the job itself and the people we dealt with gave rise to a few laughs as well. And one of the best was watching 12 German passengers fall off the end of an escalator. That was funny at the time, but when we found out we caught it on CCTV, a lot of them, you just have to be there. Ask Paul Mooney about walking out of an SOP with a wooden leg over his shoulder. Ask Helen Johnson about examining a lorry load of maggots. Ask Linda Waits the best way to find a Romanian lorry driver's date of birth. Ask Sally or Debbie about stripping 2 prostitutes off at 1 o'clock in the morning on King George Dock. They were so drunk they couldn't stand up straight to take the knickers off. And I think one of the prostitutes had had a drink as well. Ask Dave Darby whether it's really in the instructions that when boarding the ship, you must say to the captain, "Oh, grunge." Ask Gabbo of Camilleri. And ask Jane about, well, anything really. You don't expect to get away in anyway. Things have changed throughout my career, not just at work, but in life as well. But I've either been able to ignore all this political correctness, or it's just gone straight on my head. I'd like to think I'm the same male chauvinist pig I've always been. And it's certainly too late for me to change now. So please enjoy the food, the drinks, the magician and the dancing. I've been John Austin, and you've been a great audience.
Before you get too carried away, guys, there is more.
What's it? What's it? What's it?
Have you all seen the film, The Full Monty?
Wow. Sorry, I'm going to zoom in a bit, Glenn.
Replaced by crash.
It meant something, didn't it?
Haven't got moving waves by focus up yet, no? All will become clear, guys. To set the scene, I said we're going through on the trip through time. To set the scene, the year is 1805. The place, the pub deck of HMS Victory, bobbing in the waves, making ready for battle. On board, we meet Admiral Horatio Nelson. That's me. And by his side stands Captain Hardy.
That'll be me then.
Order the signal, Hardy.
Already done, sir.
Hold on, Hardy. That's not what I dictated to the signalers. What's the meaning of this?
Sorry, sir.
England expects every person to do his duty, regardless of race, gender, disability, sexual orientation or religious persuasion. What skulldugger is this?
Naval policy, I'm afraid, sir. We're an equal opportunities employer now. You've had a hell of a job just getting England past the censors.
Where's my rough shag?
You mean that?
No, I mean my tobacco, idiot.
I think you'll find all naval vessels have been designated smoke-free working environments, sir.
Smoke-free working environments? Does Rear Admiral Blackadder know about this?
Don't let the men hear you talking like that, sir. We're under orders not to use such terms as rear admirals and rear
Absolutely astonishing. Break up the grog then. Come on, let's get some steel into the men before battle.
Sorry, Admiral, rum rations been abolished. It's in fact the government's policy on binge drinking.
Good heavens, this is outrageous. Weigh the anchor and full speed ahead, Hardy.
With respect, sir, I think you'll find there's a 4-knot speed limit in this vessel.
Damn it, man. We're on the eve of one of the most important sea battles in history. We can't afford to be late. Get me a visibility report from the Crow's Nest immediately.
Won't be possible, sir.
Why not?
Health and safety will close the Crow's Nest until we get a harness rigged up, sir.
You are joking me.
No, sir. What's more, the rope ladder doesn't meet regulations, so no one goes up there until we get proper scaffolding rigged up.
Then get the carpenter onto it without delay.
No can do, sir. He's busy knocking up wheelchair access to the forecastle.
Wheelchair access? None of the crew are in a wheelchair.
We've got to make reasonable adjustments on the disability discrimination. Barrier-free environment for the differently able and young today.
Differently abled? I've only got one arm and one eye. But there's no such word as disabled in my dictionary. I didn't get where I am today by playing the disability card.
Actually, sir, I think we find you did. The Royal Navy is underrepresented in areas of limb deficiency and visual impairment, especially at your end.
My God, it just gets worse. Come on then, give me full sail. There's nothing quite so bracing as the sea spray in the English Channel, don't you think?
Couple of problems, sir. Health and safety won't let men climb the rigging without hard hats. And they don't want anyone breathing too much salt. we're having to order a job lot of respirators.
My God, this is tantamount to treason. Come on, enough of this though. Let's break out the cannon and prepare to engage the enemy.
It's not your day, is it, Admiral? All the men are scared to death about shooting anyone.
Hardy, this vessel's a naval man of war. Have we got a mutiny on our hands or something?
It's not that, sir. It's just that the men are afraid to be charged with murder if you actually kill anyone. There's a couple of no-fee lawyers on board. They're being watched like hawks.
Damned.
Well, there's also a dozen of the crew who have discovered their PST tickets out of date. They'll obviously have to stay below decks during the battle.
Well, pardon me for asking, but how on earth are we going to defeat the frogs and the spiks then?
Actually, sir, we're not. The French and Spaniards, as they do prefer to be called, are our European partners now. And if we were sticking rigidly to the common fisheries policy, we wouldn't even be in this stretch of water, 12-mile limit and all that.
Hardy, my allegiance, as is yours, is to the king of the country. Any man or nation who takes up arms against either can count me as their sworn enemy by return.
I wouldn't say that in front of the ship's diversity officer.
I stand by what I say. Anyone who speaks ill of the king does pose a threat.
Not anymore, Admiral. We need to be all-inclusive in this multicultural age nowadays. Anyway, shall I honour the men into their body armour now?
Body armour?
Don't blame me for all of this. It's the latest safe system of working. The men just can't risk being on sick. 3 warnings and you're out these days. The officers already have a backlog of return to work interviews.
Hardy.
It's told the name and joining with customs and excise. New terms and conditions have been rushed through, and those lazy bastards at customs won't get out their hammocks for less than 36% cane.
Hardy!
The traffic boys taking us to a tribunal because it's only been registered once if we set sail. We've not even started yesterday's shift report.
Hardy!
The deck broken arms because we were all out of leave at a weekend. More of the crew want to go part-time, and listen to this. There's even talk we might be employing females.
Hardy! For fuck's sake, Hardy! Will you stop banging on about health and bleeding safety, diversity and statistics? It's not what I joined for. I asked you, where's it going to end? What was wrong with rum, good old-fashioned flogging and buggery?
As I said earlier, Admiral, rum's off the menu and there's a ban on corporal punishment.
What? So are you saying buggery's okay?
I believe it should be actively encouraged, sir.
Then there's nothing else for it, obviously. You're just going to have to kiss me, Hardy. I was going to ask you to give us a round of applause, but you can't do it later on if you want. Anyway, back into battle. The bar's over there, you know where it is. It's good night from me, and it's...
Good night from me.